and I want to especially congratulate the parents. And for the parents, remember that the students will still need you, and maybe now they'll listen to you, now that they've graduated. And when I see computers and mobile phones, and I want you to look and think about, everybody here has a mobile phone with you and a camera. I want you to remember that everything you touch was probably invented by computer scientists that came from Carnegie Mellon.
Responsibility that was to characterize the rest of your time here. From the way you engaged issues on campus to the things you did during spring break in places like Nicaragua, Panama, and Ghana, as well as New Orleans. Professor Randy Pausch gave his last lecture at the beginning of your junior year, and he died last summer. Randy, who made his last public appearance last year, right here, at this very moment, touched millions of people all over the world. For you and me, for Carnegie Mellon people, it was personal, and it ran deep, touching the very core of what defines our community. You participated in a national election to a degree that no Carnegie Mellon class ever had before. And of course, the collection produced an historic result. You turned out for our campaign launch, an Impact Weekend, and Bob sat Quinto, and that was before he was Mr. Spock. And I have to mention for completeness, even though it was mentioned already, if for nothing else, that you happen to be here for 2 Super Bowl victories by the Steelers. You have no idea what pain that causes a native of Cleveland, Ohio like me. But that's the topic of another speech. In any event, 2 Steelers victories, something not enjoyed by a Carnegie Mellon class for 3 decades. Whatever the forces that have made your class what it is, it's been wonderful to have you here. You've made Carnegie Mellon a better place, and you've raised the bar for the classes that will follow you. I have to say, it's a good thing that you're such a strong class, because the world will need you even more than Carnegie Mellon has. Unfortunately, your senior year also happened to coincide with a financial crisis and economic downturn of epic proportions. And of course, section's bad, but that's not all. There's a whole set of challenges, many of them long-standing, which we're now starting to confront head-on. There's the state of the environment, especially global warming, in a sense that it really is time, past time really, that we own up to the problem. Then there's the high cost of health care, and a Medicare and Social Security system whose future was very uncertain. And there's a new world order, where it's no longer the G7, but the G20 who must come together to seek collective action. In an international sphere with active wars, threats from long-simmering tensions, and from groups who are not nations or subject to the rule of law. It may seem that this may be just about the worst of times, with challenges daunting beyond measure. But in another sense, this is an exciting time, filled with opportunity for those skilled enough and confident enough to take on the challenges. Are you ready? The class of 2009? I say absolutely yes. And let me tell you why. I've thought about this actually. I really have. And so has Howard Gardner, the acclaimed education theorist who spent a lifetime thinking about the diverse intelligences and strengths human beings bring to their lives. Recently, Professor Gardner proposed that higher education's goals today should be to develop what he calls 5 minds for the future. 5 kinds of learning that he sees as essential for the century ahead. When you hear about his 5 minds, you're going to think Professor Gardner has spent the last 4 years living in our steam tunnels. The first mind Professor Gardner sees as essential is the disciplinary mind, the achievement of mastery in some field or skill. That, as you know, is the foundation of our curriculum here, which centers on attaining excellence in your major, taking a deep dive into one subject and getting really, really good at it.
Ian Fitzlar. Terrence Andre Golden Johnson. Ryan Michael Einweg.